Okay, so everyone knows Bitcoin. It's the king, the one that grabs all the headlines. But while all eyes have been on Bitcoin, something else has been quietly building in the background. Something revolutionary. We're talking about Ethereum. In this explainer, we're going to break down why so many experts think Ethereum isn't just another crypto coin, but maybe, just maybe, the most important asset in the entire digital world. So that leads to a pretty bold question, right? Is Bitcoin's reign actually over? I mean, it's the undisputed champ, the original digital gold. Could anything really outperform it? Well, that's the big idea we're going to explore today. And look, this isn't just some fringe theory from the depths of the internet. We're talking about top financial analysts who are looking at Ethereum's unique DNA and are coming to a stunning conclusion. Its potential might be even bigger than Bitcoin's. So let's dig into why. All right, first up, let's get right to the heart of what makes Ethereum so different. See, it's not trying to be a better Bitcoin. It's playing a completely different game, and it all boils down to one word: utility. Think of it like this. Bitcoin's main job is to be a store of value. It's like digital gold, and it does that job brilliantly. But Ethereum was designed from day one to be a platform, a kind of global computer that you can build things on. It's what people call programmable money. So what on earth does programmable actually mean? Well, it unlocks something called smart contracts, which are basically just self-executing digital agreements. And that one innovation is the foundation for, well, for everything. We're talking decentralized apps, next-gen gaming, even AI, and the entire infrastructure for what people are calling Web3. Here's a great way to put it. If Bitcoin is the digital gold that's stored on this new internet, Ethereum is the foundational layer. It's the operating system that lets everything else actually run. And that utility, that's what creates incredible long-term value. And you don't have to take my word for it. We can see this dominance playing out right now in the world of decentralized finance, or DeFi. Just look at this. Over 70% of all the value locked in DeFi, from lending to trading, it's all running on the Ethereum network. That's not just a lead, that's a near monopoly. This leadership opens up massive markets that Bitcoin just can't touch. Take the idea of tokenization of real-world assets. Imagine owning a tiny fraction of a skyscraper or a little piece of a priceless painting, all represented by a digital token on Ethereum. This is a potential trillion-dollar opportunity, and Ethereum is the only platform positioned to make it happen. Okay, so that's the utility argument. But there's a second, equally powerful argument. Beyond what it can do, Ethereum has this powerful and really unique economic model that just sets it apart from everything else. Now, this is really cool. Thanks to a huge network upgrade, Ethereum has this fascinating mechanism. The more people use the network, the more transaction fees get paid, right? Well, a portion of those fees is burned, which means it's permanently deleted from existence. So get this, when network activity is high enough, the total supply of Ethereum can actually go down. And this creates such a powerful contrast. Bitcoin is famous for its fixed supply. There will only ever be 21 million coins. That's a huge part of its value. But Ethereum can have a shrinking supply. That deflationary pressure could be an unbelievably powerful engine for value as demand for the network keeps growing. So we have massive utility and one-of-a-kind economics. The third pillar of the argument is all about who's taking notice, and it turns out it's the world's biggest financial players. It's time to follow the smart money. And we're not talking about small firms here. We are talking about the absolute titans of global finance. BlackRock, Fidelity, JP Morgan. They are all investing huge sums, not just into buying Ether, but into building the actual infrastructure on top of the Ethereum network. And this isn't some far-off plan. It's happening right now. BlackRock, the largest asset manager on the planet, recently launched a platform to tokenize real-world assets. And which network did they choose to build it on? Ethereum. That is a massive vote of confidence. When the biggest player in the game makes a move like that, everybody else pays attention. So why does this matter so much? Well, because if you look at history, institutional money is what drives the real long-term growth of an asset class. Retail investors can create a wave, but the institutions, they create the tide. And right now, that tide is flowing straight towards Ethereum. Okay, let's pull all of these threads together. Let's do a final head-to-head comparison to make the difference absolutely crystal clear. This chart really lays it all out. Bitcoin's core function is value. Its job is to be a store of value.
Ethereum has that plus utility. Its job is to be the base layer for the entire crypto economy. Where Bitcoin's tech is digital gold, Ethereum's is smart contracts, which opens up this vast ecosystem of DeFi, Web3, and tokenization.
So the logical conclusion from all this is pretty simple. Ethereum just has more ways to grow. Its value isn't just tied to being a great store of value, it's also tied to the growth of the entire digital economy that's being built right on top of it. And that really is the key takeaway here. This isn't about Ethereum killing Bitcoin. Bitcoin is probably always going to be the king of store value. What Ethereum is doing is so much bigger. It's expanding the very definition of what crypto can be and what it can do. Which brings us all the way back to that big, provocative question we started with. If Web3 and DeFi and tokenization keep up their explosive growth, all powered by Ethereum, could it become the most important technology of the next decade? And if that happens, will its value eventually surpass Bitcoin's? The entire financial world is watching. And folks, that is the multi-trillion-dollar question.